biggest uncertainties was the young pitching staff. What did you see from them this weekend?
Well, the pitching staff pitched good. Was pleased with what we saw on the mound. Obviously, those guys all threw the ball very, very well for the most part. A couple of guys, I thought all of them had nerves and showed nerves, but the difference was the guys that really kind of settled down and relaxed a little bit. You saw them settle in. They all have great arms. They're just young. They need experience.
With like a day and change after the Sunday game, just what are some of the takeaways and what are you looking to improve upon going into UCSB this weekend?
Well, I mean, we're going to have to continue to get better, and offensively, I didn't think we really existed. We were swinging. We had some pretty big swings this weekend, and I think you're going to need more of a sustained offense to where you can string stuff together against good teams. You're not just going to run into a ball or two a game and think that's going to be good enough. Usually against the good teams, you're going to need to do a little more than that. So that's good. Like to continue the good defense. Overall, the defensive effort was good. The pitching, boy, if we could see that from our freshman pitchers every week, I'd be tickled. That'd be fantastic if we could get that same type of an outing from all of our freshman guys. But we know they're young, and so they're probably going to have their good times and their bad.
The consistent hitters, what goes into building that sustained approach at the plate? Is it off the field preparation?
Hitting's just hard. It doesn't matter how good a hitter is. You're going to have your days where you're going to be on fire and they're not going to be able to get you out. And then you're going to have your days where you're not that great. A week before the season started, my God, the hitters, you just couldn't get them out. And then last weekend, it didn't look like they could get a hit. So, it's just the way hitting is. And you just got to be patient with them. You got to see pitches too. Beginning of a season, you got to see a lot of pitches. And so there is a little bit of that kind of thing going on too, where you got to get comfortable at the plate.
What's your impression of Coach Checketts and the style of play that UC Santa Barbara brings?
Well, I mean, they've got good arms, and they're very aggressive offensively in terms of swinging the bat. They probably are more of a physical club that's going to rely on the home run ball this year from what I see on video. I love Coach Checketts. I think, playing him every year is what we've done just because us and them, it's pretty much the marquee matchup on the West Coast every year we play. So why change it?
Do you have any plans of adjusting the rotation at all going into this weekend?
I don't even know. We haven't even talked about the rotation yet.
What else have you seen from UCSB on film? You guys, like you said, good matchups in the past. Last couple of years, they've been really good. So,
well, they've got a Friday guy named Ager, and he's really good. He had a good weekend last weekend. They got to him in one inning with a couple of extra base hits after a walk to score a couple of runs, and then one got loose to the backstop. Other than that, he was very, very good this last weekend. Their second guy's a left-hander that goes out there and he can really pitch. Gutierrez, I think, is his name. And then other than that, they've got several guys in the bullpen that are really good. One of their All-Americans from last year didn't pitch this last weekend, so I don't know. He must be battling something. But nevertheless, they'll be well coached and they'll be a very good team.
What impressions or what memories do you have of going down to Santa Barbara a few years ago, playing at that field, and just the experience down there?
Oh, my memories of Santa Barbara go way back, from the time that I played, and we would play at Santa Barbara all the time. It's since Coach Checketts has gotten there, they're really good, and so I don't really remember a whole lot other than the fact that we had success last time we were down there. I guess right now, the weather that's going through down there is really bad. And so there is a chance that series could get shifted somewhere, whether it's here or whether it's maybe in the desert, or we're looking at all options right now. But there's a strong chance, I'd say probably a likely chance, that we're not going to be at Santa Barbara this weekend, but somewhere else.
Is there like an ETA on when that decision will be made, or are you guys still going back and forth with this?
Well, we just got off the phone to come out to do media right now. So it's, as soon as we can find out, we want to set our travel plans and do what we need to do.
Logan Olson only pitched one inning, kind of struggled with a little bit of control there. Just, what did you see from him? And, going forward, having another lefty option out of the pen.
He struggled a little bit, but I'll tell you what, he was also touching 92 miles an hour. And so that tells us really good news with, things to come. When you got a lefty that's 6'5" and he's throwing the ball 92 coming off of the arm injury that he had in high school, that's great news. And so that tells you that the rehab program is working and he's getting his strength back. And, once you get that, then it's just about polish and getting getting the cleats back on the dirt more and more, and you should see him get better and better quick. That was one of the best things that happened all weekend, even though he had walks, just to see the ball coming out of his hand.
You mentioned his height. You talked about it before with all the height. Just how difficult is it for an opposing hitter to go against McShane, who's 6'9", Pace 6'5", Olsen 6'5"?
It just helps with angle of the ball. Tall guys can also get flat with their pitches too. There's just there's things though that height helps in terms of just the angle of the pitch, and getting on plane bat to ball is really about hitting. And if it's harder because the angle's more severe, then it's harder to get on plane with the ball, then it's harder to hit. So guys that traditionally are a little bit taller have better angle on the ball, not always, but in this case it's true.